video, we're going to be cleaning the interior on an old, grubby transit van, Ford transit van. So let me show you how I do it. So here you can see inside the car, really grubby and dirty inside. Probably never been cleaned in its life, but only been used and abused. Probably a builder's van from what I can work it out to be. And yeah, the seats are really full of crud and grime all in there. So what I'm going to show you is how to get pretty decent results with very basic tools, and how to clean your seats and make them look kind of decent, because these are terrible. Now for my own little test, I chose two different types of cleaners. Now I chose this turtle wax, the one with the foam, you know, you dry foam it, you spray it, you wait and you scrub it. Comes with a little scrub on the end of it. Shake it up, spray it and see what happens. Now I also use this home degreaser thing, I've forgotten the exact name of it, but the link will be in the description. I mixed that at about a 3:1 ratio with my pump gun and use that to clean the seats and everything else. So as you can see, I'm trying to do a little bit of a funny experiment and using the wrong type of parcel tape to just mark out the lines of the two. So as per the instructions on the can itself, it says spray it, leave it for 5 minutes, agitate, then wipe off afterwards. Now this is the dry foam type. It doesn't really get your seats that wet, but I'm not ever overly confident exactly how much penetration they actually do and how good they actually work. These seats are particularly bad, and it's really going to be tested. Now this is my lotion potion that I usually use, and it's the 3:1 mix of kind of a degreaser and cleaner, all-purpose cleaner, and I spray that on all the parts that are really soiled so I can clean them out. You can see it's just trying to soak in there. Looks like a lot of water, but it really isn't that much. So now back to the dry foam method. Spray it on, try and scrub it out with a brush on top. I'm just using it the way any normal person would use it, and just you wouldn't change how it's instructed to be used. You just use it as you're told. So when you use it this way, this is what happens. And yeah, like I said, spray, scrub off, and then you got to mop it off in a little while later. It's all the same simple stuff, but yeah. So for the lotion potion, I just spray it in the brush and start to agitate with a £1 brush that I get from the £1 shop, and scrub it in all the places that I could see that's really got the problems. That's really easy stuff, simple basic stuff. Anything that was really soiled, I added a bit more extra attention to it. I wasn't really sure how it was going to work, so yeah, I just put the work in. And you can see after using that how much dirt is picked up, and you just mop it up afterwards. This is the basic principle of cleaning these seats. We spray, scrub, then mop up. So we're going to go onto the other side and do exactly the same thing. We're just mopping up any sort of rubbish that's on there that would have been left on the surface. And where it's not as wet and as penetrating as the other one, it doesn't really, you don't really get much on there. The microfiber is still pretty dry, but you are still picking up dirt. So, you know, it can look not as effective, but I guess maybe it'd be effective in other areas. But you can already see there's a big difference between the two. So the one where I use the degreaser, all-purpose cleaner type of thing, that is very clean really in comparison to the results of the dry foam method. You can see it's just miles and leaps and bounds, and you know there's no real effort difference in the two. So I just decided to stick with my old way. So now once again, same principle, wet saturate, not oversaturate, but hit the points that are really challenging. Use your brush just to scrub out everything. I like to go in the direction of the grain of the material, or else you can rough it up a bit too much. But if you just go in the direction of the grain, it really does help. Then you just mop it up with a clean cloth. Now you're going to need quite a few of these microfiber towels, because you are going to go through them, because they will get dirty and you're just going to go through them. They're pretty cheap, and you know, get a decent quality, and they'll last your lifetime. You can wash them back out in the wash machine, so they're just great value for money, and it's going to do everything you want it to do and more. Now you can see again, look at the difference is huge, and the effort was no different, if I'm being honest. So here's the dirty driver's seat. As you can see, that is really badly stalled, particularly in that lumbar area. And these seats that I spent about 10 minutes on, I'd say, no longer than 10 minutes. And it's a massive, massive, massive improvement. It's a no-brainer. There was no point using the dry foam method. It sticks to my method that I've been taught before, and we just continued with that way. Same thing again. Hit the areas that are really dirty, like you would with any other stain. Go lighter on the other areas, and just use your hand brush. Just use your £1 hand brush. Now there is another tool you can use on this that I'm showing in another video. It's like the little brushes you can put on a drill. I'll also put the links down in the description. If you wanted to make this job just a little bit easier, you probably could use one of those. But these are good because you go in the direction of the material, and you know you get a good gauge of what you're doing. But you can make it easier with those other tools. These microfiber towels are just doing a treat. And like I say, you focus on the areas that are still quite heavily sold, because they will be more sold in some places than others, and you just stick at it and you just continue to go at it like that. And there you go. I reckon it's pretty good results for the effort that's been put in. Now the good thing about this cleaner is that you can use it on virtually any aspect of the vehicle. So as well as the cloths in the material, the roof, the liners, the visors, you can actually use it on the plastic moulders in the car, which I'm just showing here. I'm still also using the brush just to get in the nooks and crannies of the creases, or where dirt may have built up and grime would have built up, because if the seats are like that, more than likely the rest of the vehicle is going to be like that. So you just go in there, make the best, and try and clean it up as best as you can. And they're the results I'm getting off of like another 5 minutes work. It's nothing at all. And because you've got so much of it and it's really good value for money, you can use it on lots of different things. So look at the dashboard. You can tell that hasn't been cleaned in a very, very long time. General dirt, general grime. And I believe that this person must have smoked before, because there was this tar film on virtually everything. So that's the windscreen, that's the instrument clusters. There was just this tar on the sun visors. And this was just the overall look and feel of it. You can generally tell how well someone maintains their car just by how they keep the inside. So you can see this was probably the ethics or the ethos of the person who owned it. So yeah, it wasn't very clean inside and it wasn't very good. So this is how we approached it. So same thing as before, we're using our pump gun and our brush just to get at all these areas, anything that was stubborn. We got straight at it. Mops it up with the microfiber cloth. And the same thing on the other side. Now I know it's very repetitive and that's why I've kind of sped it up, but I just really want to show you how the sort of results I was getting from this really, really basic way of doing things. So now, like I said before, it also works on glass, and there was this film from smoke or dirt or grime or whatever it was. So we'll just use a dirty cloth, or not a dirty cloth, but a damp cloth, just to rub in that degreaser and cleanser, and then just cleaned it up with a clean microfiber towel. Hence the reason why I said you should need to buy a packet of those, because you're going to be going through them, because they are very good and they get dirty very quick if the vehicle is dirty. And it's again, same principle. And I just really love how universal and how versatile this product is. You don't need a million products like they need in a lot of detailing videos. You just need one or two and it cleans it up. And you can dress it up later with your plastic cleaners and all that sort of stuff to really make it bright and shine. But this gives it a good clean. So it's just a recap on the results of our efforts. And in all honesty, I would say it took no longer than 45 minutes to achieve these results. Considering how dirty and grimy it was inside, I think it's very, very good and it's a great result. I found that spray foam a little bit better on the roof liner, but the universal cleaner that I use there, you can use it on anything. And it's just a simple method of spray, agitate and mop up with a microfiber towel. Really, really good stuff. I was really, really pleased with it. And it kind of surprised me, if I'm being honest. But this is really a nice budget, easy way to do things. It's the same on the driver's side, massive improvement. The only thing I say, you might need a bit of an air freshener, but that's it. Hope you like these videos. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe.